The Avengers radio series, a cultural phenomenon in South Africa back in the 1970s. South Africa was a country with no national television service. It wasn't until 1976 that the country would get its first taste of television broadcasts. But before that, radio was the primary medium of entertainment and information for the masses. This was the context when The Avengers, a British spy FI series, made its debut on South African radio and became a cultural phenomenon. The Avengers was a British television series that originally aired from 1961 to 1969. The show revolved around the adventures of John Steed, a suave and sophisticated secret agent, and his various female associates. The series was a unique blend of traditional spy thriller elements with science fiction and fantasy, which set it apart from other shows of its time. While the series was hugely popular in the UK and had also made a significant impact in the American markets, being one of the rare British series given a network transmission slot, it was virtually unknown in South Africa. This was primarily due to the lack of a national television service in the country until 1976. However, as a film series, The Avengers was able to gain some exposure in South Africa through film rentals. But it was the launch of the radio series that truly brought The Avengers to the masses in South Africa. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net. The Black Museum. Horror and mystery based on Scotland Yard's collection, Orson Welles was both host and narrator for stories of horror and mystery based on Scotland Yard's collection of murder weapons and various ordinary objects once associated with historical true crime cases. Walking through the museum, Welles would pause at one of the exhibits, and his description of an artifact served as a device to lead into a wryly narrated dramatized tale of a brutal murder or a vicious crime. In the United States, the series aired on the Mutual Network between January 1 and December 30, 1952. Beginning May 7, 1953, it was also broadcast over Radio Luxembourg, sponsored by the cleaning products Dreft and Miro. Since the BBC carried no commercials, Radio Luxembourg aired sponsored programs at night to England. In the United States, a program of similar scope, using many of the same picked cases as the Black Museum, and nearly mirroring its broadcast run, was broadcast by NBC called Whitehall 1212. The two shows were different in the respect that while Whitehall 1212 told the story of a case entirely from the point of view of the police starting from the crime scene, the Black Museum was more heavily dramatized and played out scenes of the actual murders and included scenes from the criminal's point of view. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net.
And now, Bob Elliott and Ray Goulding present the CBS Radio Network.
One is the sunshine, the other is rain. Well, here we are back with the Friday Bob and Ray show.
That's right. The other Bob and Ray show? Is that what you said?
No, the Friday one.
Oh, I thought you said the other one. I was wondering where the first one would have been. We'll be here for the... All right, Teamsters, stop. Thank you. We're snappy again today, you notice?
Did you give them a cannon?
No. Please, we have spent almost $5 in eggs, Bob, and our budget director was telling me this morning by a long-distance phone that we can't keep that up.
Where is he now, Puerto Rico? Or
yes, he's down in Puerto Rico.
Having a nice vacation for himself.
Wonderful time. The old juggler, we call him. He handles our books.
He'll be back for the fall accounting.
Yes, and I hope that one of these days we may spring a surprise check on those books and find him wanting.
Of course, you know what he isn't figuring, what we're not figuring is what we're taking in on the telescope at a dime a throw.
How much are we taking in, Uncle Bob?
Well, a dime every time somebody looks at it.
I know that, but how much? How much in toto?
In toto, we got 20 cents.
Well, that's not really. And I think both those dimes were mine. Come to think of it.
I think one of them was mine. I looked through it. No, I looked through it on your dime. That's right.
That's right. So,
somebody's walking into the studio right now.
Well, who would it be but Natalie Attired?
Hey, Natalie Attired. It must be Friday.
It's Friday, did you notice?
Yes.
Yes, and all right, Eddie, just... Poor Eddie, honestly.
Old lady. What?
What did you say, Eddie?
Oh, he said, okay, old lady.
Is that what you said, Eddie?
Well, yeah, just in a kidding way.
Well, I don't appreciate that kind of kidding.
Did you pick a letter from a college or high school this week?
College. A college letter won. We had a nice note from a Ralphie Graham from Dartmouth.
Oh, boy.
And it was a long letter, but I won't bother to read it all.
Oh, was that windy one that passed across my desk? Oh,
yeah.
7 or 8 pages there.
Quite verbose. But, nonetheless, he listed almost 45 reasons why we should say their song.
Well, you can't go through the list now.
We had a lot of competition, and it was a very difficult choice.
It was close between Dartmouth and Indiana, wasn't it?
No.
Indiana Collegiate University?
No, absolutely not.
Oh.
No, it was State Teachers College at Bridgewater was second.
Second. Well, maybe you can get to theirs later. If they
I hope so.
Anyway, here then, with a salute to Dartmouth, is Natalie attired saying the fight song?
Yes, as the backs go tearing by.
All
Eddie?
right. Remember, operators are standing by.
Pick it up a little, Eddie.
Right.
As the backs go tearing by, on the way to do or die, many sighs and many sighs and many cheers mingle with the Harvard tears as the backs go tearing by, making gain on steady gain. Echo swells the sweet refrain. Dartmouth's going to win today. Dartmouth's sure to win today as the backs go tearing by. That's all, Eddie.
That's it, huh? Okay.
Eddie, you're on nice. What?
Hey,
oh my word, a new dress.
We had Natalie standing on the...
I must be hit with 24 eggs here.
Well, that's what happens when the cannon goes off.
Oh,
that's
my.
Too bad.
Isn't this terrible? Now, this is the type of dress that cannot be clean. Oh, isn't this disgraceful?
It's the one you wear for all of your TV appearances, isn't it?
Now, don't get smart.
Well, it's just that it's too bad. I didn't realize that it would happen that way. We had you standing in the circle there, but not for that reason.
Well, when I step on the subway covered with 2 dozen eggs...
Oh, wait. No, Eddie, you'll
I mean, the people were going to shy away from it.
Eddie.
Yeah?
Come here. Do you see that circle painted on the floor, Eddie?
Is this when I'm going to get mine, like you told me this morning?
Yes, you're going to get yours.
I'm going to get
Thank you. So long, you two.
That 2 dozen eggs was worth it, I think.
Oh, and there goes a real omelet.
Yeah, let's take a minute right now to remind our listeners about the Miller Show that comes our way each Sunday on CBS Radio.
Which Miller?
Mitch Miller.
I kind of set that one up for you, didn't I?
Well, Mitch, you know, presides over that show business roundtable of his every Sunday night.
Yeah, those fabulous guest stars from the glittering world of showbiz, a really high-class entertainment. Listen to the lineup he's got coming next Sunday. Thelma Goon, star of the new movie Shuffling Off to Skagway.
Oh, and rock and roll headliner Marvin Goon, whose record of Golly Molly is right up there on top now.
And Nestle Road Goon, author of the provocative best-selling novel Beatnik Baby, 8 to the Bar.
And other luminaries from a world of entertainment too numerous to mention.
Now, none of those people are really going to be on the show, are they? Really?
Probably not. But you listeners are invited to be on hand for the Mitch Miller Show. Anyway, Sunday night on this radio.
Thanks, Pops.
Now it's time for Bob and Ray Sneak Preview Time.
A potpourri of interviews, scenes, fragmented ideas, and discussions to come. First...
Well, thank you for helping me across the street, Sonny. My, but Midwest traffic can be wicked. Now, Sonny, because you've been so kind, I'd like to send you a thank you note. What's your name?
Johnny Dillinger, ma'am.
We'll be talking to ordinary people.
What's your name, sir?
John Flagler.
Now, sir, you're here to tell us about a rowboat you built.
That's right.
Thing about it is, I think it's the largest rowboat ever built. It's 5,300 feet long.
It would seem to be the longest, Mr. Flagler, and it would also seem to be a good idea.
Well, I'm having a bit of difficulty with the oars, to tell you the truth. Each oar runs to about 3,300 feet. Now, when you get a piece of wood that length...
Snaps easily, is that it? Well, Mr. Flagler, I can only suggest...
There'll be fruitful public service features.
Here now is Mr. Peter Pendleton, curator of the Manhattan Zoo.
Thank you.
Mr. Pendleton, would you tell us about some of the hazards involved in visiting a zoo?
Well, I would advise the average person to get to the zoo before noon. Otherwise, you'll never get a table at the outside restaurant.
Uh-huh.
And steer clear of children carrying balloons. Now, some of the children have been known to sharpen the end of a stick attached to the balloon. And if the average zoo-goer is clever, he'll beat a hasty retreat at seal feeding time also. Now, the trainer throws his fish around the place indiscriminately, and you're just liable to get a flounder in the face.
I see. Well, now about the zoo proper, the animal cages and things like that.
And for you sports buffs...
470, 360, and 280.
And for the ladies...
Paula, this world isn't built the way you want it to be. Try to understand.
Tony, you're wrong. The world is built the way I want it to be.
What do you mean, Paula?
I mean just what I said, Tony. The world is built the way I want it to be.
Let me get this straight, Paula. When you say world, are you talking about the globe? I mean, the world as a planet?
That's right, Tony. Surely you must see that.
Hello, Dr. Denton?
All this and more.
And you will hear it here on Bob and Ray Sneak Preview Time.
Where is the Bob and Ray Trophy Train? Well, you'll find out in just a few seconds. Standing by now, somewhere in America, is Arthur Schrank, the Bob and Ray Trophy Train announcer.
Time to find out where Arthur and the train both are now, as we call him in, Arthur Schrank.
Hello, hi everybody. This is am I on here?
Yes.
Hello everybody. This is Arthur Schrank speaking from Dallas, Texas, using the facilities of our CBS station KRLD here in Dallas. Bob and Ray, the first bat. Hello everybody. This is Arthur Schrank. This is the first bad report on the Trophy Train, Bob and Ray. And I think maybe we could have Mr. Clyde Renbert, who runs this KRLD, come up here and explain to you just what's Mr. Ren. Hello.
All right, Schrank. I've had a hard enough time explaining to all of the time buyers and advertising agency executives that we called over here.
I've never wasted
what this was all about.
a pound of $10 like this in my life.
Their unhappy mutterings can be heard probably in the background now.
To me, the whole thing shouldn't be called Trophy Train. It should be called fraud.
Now, these are typical comments you're listening to, Schrank. I hope you all understand.
I don't mind spending $10, but boy, I hate to have it pinched from me.
Most of these people were invited here as guests of KRLD, and they found that it's cost them money to look at these Bob and Ray trophies.
Highway robbery.
Haven't you had this reaction before?
Well, there it is, Bob and Ray. A rather negative reaction of the Trophy Train. I think it's more or less
Certainly
because it
is.
costs them so much money to go through looking at the Bob and Ray memorabilia.
And that small fellow, he sings all day.
All right, engineer, let's get the train rolling. This is
One of the most disgusting scenes I've seen in many
Wallace is cutting up, and he's not making too many friends for us either. So I'm going to try to talk to you real soon about it, see if we can clear it up. Okay, Wallace, sing.
Goodbye, goodbye, I wish you all a last goodbye.
Hey, a wonderful thing. I'm sure that we had some line trouble between Dallas and here.
But our thanks, of course, to KRLD. They did a fine job in covering the arrival of the trophy
very
train.
dear friend Clyde Rembert, who appreciated the trophy train so much.
I'm sure that he will find renewed interest in time buying down there.
That's right. And just in a few moments now, of course, we'll have our big weekend party. Bob and I are leaving from the studio now. We're going right out to the Sociables party up in Snobtown. We'll be there over the weekend, and we won't be back till Monday. And we're looking forward to that.
You're doing a grand job, Bob and Ray. And I think maybe we have a little time to ask if anyone in the audience has any particular talent that they would like to air coast to coast on the radio. Anybody here have a special talent that they haven't been discovered or anything?
The talent that I'd like to talk about, and if you could use it, I can put a washer on a faucet without turning off the water supply.
That certainly is a trick. I've tried that many times and can't do it that way. How did you discover the way?
By mistake. I thought that's how you did it.
Oh, I see.
And the first time I did it, I got soaked.
I should think so, yeah.
But now I can do it in less than 11 seconds. And I'm going out to the Plumbers Convention. In fact, I'm touring with the act.
Is that so?
Going from one plumber convention to another.
Have you got solid bookings from now till next season? Get you into the busy season?
You bet. And I'm turning over a mighty nice, neat dollar. So I'm glad I came to you.
Well, we're happy to promote any kind of talent we can. And you folks out there, look for this plumbing expert in your town.
I'll wear a carnation. That's one way you could tell.
You're wearing a carnation, and he will be changing washers in faucets without turning the water supply off.
Gee, that is a very interesting thing. I'd like to see that done sometime myself.
A lot of good luck to you, sir.
Really, we mean that sincerely. But now, we'll have a mystery sound for you all in just 10 seconds.
As promised, here is Monday's Mystery Sound.
Good. This is Ray Goulding reminding you to write if you get work.
Bob Elliott reminding you to hang by your thumbs.
The Bob and Ray Show has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.